Hello, and welcome to today's session. Learning Outcome, LO3. Understand the legal situation relating to land interests and evaluate applicable statutory and common law measures. Today, we will examine a crucial aspect of land law: how covenants and easements influence land ownership and use. Have you ever considered how one property owner's rights can limit or enhance another's? This session will explore the complexities of these legal interests, showing how both statutory provisions and common law principles shape what landowners can and cannot do. By the end of this lesson, you will have a clear understanding of how legal measures regulate land interests, and how these rules affect the management, enjoyment, and transfer of property in England and Wales. Freehold covenants are promises between landowners. They can be restrictive or positive. Restrictive covenants limit actions on land, while positive ones require action. These covenants affect absolute ownership. Enforcement depends on original parties and successors. Covenants bind original parties and sometimes successors. Restrictive covenants can run with the land. Positive covenants usually don't bind successors. Registration protects covenants in the land system. Breaching covenants has legal consequences. Covenants can be modified or discharged. Changes require agreement or legal action. Courts can modify covenants if conditions change. Discharging covenants removes obligations. This flexibility addresses evolving land use needs. Easements grant rights over another's land. They are non-possessory interests. Easements facilitate practical land use. They can be contrasted with other rights. Easements limit a landowner's absolute ownership. Easements have key characteristics. They involve dominant and servient tenements. Easements must benefit the dominant land. Ownership must be distinct. Rights must be capable of being granted. Easements can be created in several ways. Express grants involve deeds. Implied easements arise from circumstances. Easements by prescription require long use. Legal status depends on creation method. Easements can be terminated. Methods include express release or merger. Abandonment through non-use is possible. Expiration ends time-limited easements. These processes ensure easements remain relevant. Land interests are shaped by statutory and common law. The Law of Property Act 1925 is foundational. Land Registration Act 2002 modernized ownership. Trusts of Land Act governs co-ownership. These laws ensure structured property dealings. Common law fills statutory gaps. Equity ensures fairness in land dealings. Proprietary estoppel protects informal promises. Constructive trusts recognize contributions. These doctrines ensure justice in property cases. Protection varies by land registration status. Registered land uses the land register. Unregistered land relies on land charges. Equitable interests need notice or overriding status. These mechanisms ensure legal certainty. They balance fairness and formalities. This is the main call out for this scene. Statute and common law create a balanced system. Statutes provide transparency and efficiency. Equity addresses rigid legal injustices. The dual system reflects real-world relationships. However, complexity and unpredictability remain challenges. Absolute land ownership doesn't exist in England. The Crown holds ultimate ownership. Individuals possess estates in land. Ownership is subject to legal limitations. These include planning, environmental, and public rights. Statutory laws control land development. Planning permission is often required. Environmental laws restrict harmful activities. Compulsory purchase allows state acquisition. These laws balance private and public interests. Common law limits include co-ownership and trusts. Restrictive covenants bind future owners. Easements grant rights over land. Mortgages create security interests. These limits ensure responsible land use. Ownership carries social responsibilities. Safety standards must be maintained. Harmful land use is restricted. These principles ensure ethical ownership. They align private rights with community welfare. Easements have key characteristics. They involve dominant and servient tenements. Easements must benefit the dominant land. Ownership must be distinct. Rights must be capable of being granted. Easements limit absolute ownership. They restrict land use and development. Easements bind future owners. Enforcement can lead to legal disputes. These rights balance private and public interests. Enforcement protects dominant owners. Remedies include injunctions and damages. Courts balance interests in disputes. Registration ensures legal certainty. However, unregistered easements can still bind. Easements affect land value and marketability. They can limit development potential. Public authorities may override them. Ownership is relational, not absolute. Easements illustrate the bundle of rights concept. Easements are essential for land use. They limit absolute ownership. Legal frameworks ensure rights and responsibilities. Balancing certainty and flexibility is key. The law prioritizes stability over unrestricted freedom. In conclusion, easements and covenants play a pivotal role in defining land ownership, facilitating practical land use, and promoting harmonious coexistence between landowners. Underpinned by both statutory provisions and common law principles, these legal mechanisms strike a balance between individual property rights and broader societal interests. Land ownership, therefore, is not an absolute entitlement, but a regulated and relational concept, reflecting the interplay between private rights and collective needs. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me by text or phone on 07484 361,688. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to seeing you at the next session.